Hey everybody, it's Rich at the Collector Car Gallery in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We are looking at this, looking at this 1928 Ford Model A Phaeton. And just like all of our videos, I normally don't do them outside, but I want to do this one outside because it's kind of, it's just kind of nice and cool out here. So we're going to do a cold start like we always do. I got my temperature gauge here, and we got 67 degrees, 68 degree concrete, and we got 66 degrees on the radiator, and then we got 67 degrees on the manifold. So 67 degrees in the manifold. Hopefully you guys saw that. So what we'll do is first we'll talk about the engine compartment a little bit. I got this car from a local Ford dealer. They took it in on trade from a lifelong Ford enthusiast. They told me the gentleman that traded the car has bought 50, 60 cars from them, I guess, over the years. He had this car and used it in parades. Mechanically, I would say the car is exceptional. It really is. So probably one of the better ones I've seen. I know, it starts every single time, fires right up. Of course, the way it usually goes is this will be the first time it ever doesn't start, but whatever, we'll see. So as we look at the engine compartment, there's a lot of nice things here. A lot of attention to detail paid. So the VIN number right there on Model A's is where it is. It's on the block. A lot of attention to detail paid to the different hose clamps here, the leather shaft guard right there, all these cloth fabric coated wires. All this stuff is appropriate. That's how that should all look. So very, very nice attention to detail there. The right kind of nails in here, and then this felt weather strips. This is probably the first Model A I've ever seen that doesn't have an inline fuel filter here, and it still runs great. So a lot of attention paid to things like all the brass fittings and the correct fuel line and the bends in the fuel line, and everything. So really, really appropriate and very, very nice looking. So all right, let's take it, pop this down here. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of take a look at the cosmetics of this thing, and then video number 2, we'll get it on a car lift and show the underside of it so everybody knows what they're getting into. Okay, this video will be, you have to excuse the low tech video we have here, but like all of our videos, the customers really seem to like the transparency and being able to see every single thing on the car. Because right here, right now, just like the way it looks, the car looks great. But we're going to show some finer little blemishes on the car. But it's all going to be in one take. I'm sure there's some 14-year-old out there somewhere that could show me how to cut and edit this video, but I'm not going to do that. So anyhow, the chrome bumper. Most people would say it looks great. As we get close and upon close examination, we see like these little pits, little micro pits, kind of. I'm arm's reach away from the car, and you can see that most people would say it looks great. Okay. All metal fenders, that's important to Ford guys. As we look at this car, you can see, so this is a single stage paint, but you can see what happens when I show you guys everything. Look at this. Like that, I'd say, look at the shine on this thing. It looks gorgeous. Well, it's got some blemishes, okay? A few little blemishes here and there. I really think it adds to the patina of the car. I think the patina of the car it's not a bad thing on this one. It really looks good on this car, okay? So, being that it is single stage paint, I guess somebody could just do the black fenders and running boards, because that really is the only part that is kind of chipped up a little bit. But the way that, Model A's are, anytime a stone comes and hits from the underside, it can cause a little crack up underneath. So At any rate, my guess is, I can get an estimate for somebody. My guess is to redo all the black, be like $2,000. I don't think that it needs it. I would drive this car just the way it is, and it would be tons of fun. Chrome headlights. So these look to be original headlights to me. I wouldn't change these if I was anybody. Okay, I would never try to get these re-chromed. My guess is that the previous owner did not want to do that, being such a Ford enthusiast. Did not want to run the risk of them being damaged. I would probably, if this light patina bothered you, I would get new ones, reproductions, and save these because they're very valuable. Fomoco glass in here. This chrome radiator looks very nice. Most people would say it's in excellent condition, but as we see here, you know, more of the little pits right there, pits right here. All this is original stuff though. That's what's really great. Like these original emblems on the car. This one down here, I mean, I think that's from 1928. So I mean, think about what you're you know, talking about something that's coming up on 100 years old here. I don't think it looks bad. The Quail, this is probably a repop. There's multiple different types of radiator caps you can get for these. Quails, multimeters, originals, reproductions. I'm gonna say this is probably a reproduction, just based on kind of the way that it looks here. It's almost too nice, I guess, is my point. Unlike other Model A's that I've seen, this one does not have a bunch of gas spilled all over the place and bubbled around this, so that looks great. I've seen these chromed and I've seen them black like this. So maybe chrome was on later ones, but on a 28, this one, on this 28, it's black and it looks very nice. I have no reason to suspect that's not an original part. Body lines look very good. I don't see any notable dings. Maybe a very, very small door ding right there, very little. I look at cars all day long though, so. Fit of the doors, we'll go ahead and take a peek at the panel. Very impressed. Lots of very, very cool detail pieces, you know. I mean, I have no reason to suspect that this little piece right here isn't 100 years old. This obviously is not, but as we look too at the real, you know, real Ford steel here, I mean, this is a real Ford door, right? This is not a reproduction. And look at this, the body line, it's all still there. So this was a very well-preserved vehicle. The fit really doesn't get much better than that. A lot of extra parts come with this car. The paint is in this car also, so matching the paint would be quite easy. Whoops. This car does not have its side curtains. At least I've not found them yet. It probably would have been like a stick-in type curtain. The top it is in excellent condition. I would say the lining of the top, the underside, just looks a little aged, you know, and dusty, but it is in very good condition. The mechanics all work very good too. Rear fender, you know, again, we get this, it's kind of like, let me see if I can show you. This like crackle of the paint here, this like, kind of how it's like crackled a little bit right there. That's pretty standard old lacquer paint. So expect that all over. That's pretty typical. Rear spare, and these are some of the dings I was telling you about, like these dings and stuff, or what happened from stone chips underneath the car. A little blemish there too in the paint, you can see. This is usually the part in the video where the comment section starts telling me how I'm pointing to everything wrong on the car, and I really don't want to sell it. Some guy sitting in his basement at 3 in the morning in his pajamas telling me everything that I do wrong. So door dings on this one. Got one little door ding here. I think it's like paintless dent removal, could probably be rolled out. It's very, very minor. You can't see it, and it didn't get through the paint. Got a little touch up there, a little touch up there. Looks like we got a few little touch ups here where the paint kind of just bubbled a little bit. I mean, but that's, I don't know, you know, this car really gets nothing but compliments. So the condition is pretty much the same on all of the black painted surfaces. So, you know, just typical crackling and stuff like that. I mean, you know, on the body of the car, looks like we got a few little chips on this louvered side, and then one scratch about the size of your finger, you know, right there. The nice thing is that it's on a separate piece, and we have the paint, you know, so it probably wouldn't be that difficult. And since it is lacquer paint, it probably wouldn't be that difficult to just do just this part of the hood. Really, it probably wouldn't be. So I'm happy to get some estimates if somebody would like them. As for the interior, so I'm not going to clean out all these boxes because there's just, and this is like a lot of the original parts. The guy kept everything. The seats are in excellent condition. Okay, so we're not going to take the boxes out. Imagine, you know, I don't know, 4 or 5 grandkids in there going to get ice cream. This car does not have seat belts. Those can be added as well if needed. Some of the original tools are in there, along with you know, the correct styling of seat, you know, with like the burlap covers, the burlap liner, excuse me. So get this tucked back in here. All this appears to be original, you know, and this is actually, so like these flathead screws, like this is the kind of stuff that a Ford guy would probably go nuts over. And some of these original rivets, this is the part where the Ford guys chime in. Luckily, most of the Ford Model A guys probably don't know how to use YouTube. So anyhow, let's start this thing, okay? Excuse me. You know, original styling of gauge cluster. I'm not sure if it's original or not. It looks exceptionally nice. The correct roller style fuel gauge, light under here. Pop out ignition out is on. That's very, very, you know, time appropriate. If we look down here at some of the details, not to get way off track here, but like look at the condition of the pedals, you know? I mean, really nice. And like the felt lining in the, this felt here, down here, lining the opening into the, I guess would be the engine compartment. So really cool, really appropriate, really good looking stuff. Very nice. Okay, so step one, like all Model A's, the fuel gets turned on. Our fuel adjustment, maybe we'll go out like, I don't know, half a click, half a turn, something like that. One little pull just to, for good measure. Emergency brakes on, clutch is in. Spark advance up, throttle down. This will be the throttle once we start driving around. Okay, and then way up here, neutral. Way up here is the starter. Once this thing gets to running real good, we'll turn this fuel adjustment back in. Emergency brake off. We're rolling backwards a little bit. Turn this in. So it's a 3-speed, right? So 2 and down is first, right? And then second, and then third. Okay? So, got this in, everything's in. Let's put it in neutral a little bit, let it run. We'll do the headlights. Make sure those are working. Cool. Got headlights. Just sitting here chugging away, man. I mean, this thing is cool. Brake light, I'll make sure to check that somehow. What's this? All the way over. Let's see what that is. That must be off. Okay. So, all right, let's take her for a rip. This is really hard with one hand. Anyway. So like I'm for sure going like 30 right now, I think. Brake's a little squeaky. So go back up into second. Steering seems to be tight. I'm in third right now, and hopefully you guys can hear me because of the wind. But I am totally booking right now. I'm going way faster than 30, I can tell you that. That was. So this is kind of a busy road. I'm not going to go out on this busy road, but let me back up. Oh, look at this. So, there's a Speedo in this thing, but look at that thing. It like flies around between like, from 30 to 40, it flies around back and forth. I guess that's how important knowing the speed limit was in 1928. So, if we want, what I can do is I can get somebody on the phone and we can do like a GPS style, you know, speedometer, so we can see what it's going to do. So at any rate, that's it guys. 1928 Ford Model A Armstrong steering, and I hope you liked the video. We are going to get this thing on a lift and then show the underside here in a second. So in is off, and then we don't forget to turn our fuel off every time. Alright guys, that's it. Rich, Collector Car Gallery. Guerrilla style videos as always. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Thanks.